Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. On Saturday morning, King Charles III was proclaimed monarch of the UK and Commonwealth. The two-part accession council was held at St James's Palace in London at 10 a.m. The time was local. The new king addressed the Privy Council about the death of his mother Queen Elizabeth II in a personal address. I know how deeply you and the entire nation, and I think I may say the whole world, sympathizes with me in the irreparable loss we have all suffered, King Charles III said. It is the greatest consolation to me to know of the sympathy expressed by so many to my sister and my brothers, and as such overwhelming affection and support should be extended to our whole family in our loss. To all of us as a family. My mother's reign was unequaled in its duration, its dedication and its devotion. Even as we grieve, we give thanks for this most faithful life. I am deeply aware of this great inheritance and of the duties and heavy responsibilities of sovereignty which have now passed to me. As he took the throne, the 73-year-old monarch praised his wife, Camilla, Queen Consort of the United Kingdom. In taking up these responsibilities, I shall strive to follow the inspiring example I have been set in upholding constitutional government and to seek the peace, harmony and prosperity of the peoples of these islands, and of the Commonwealth realms and territories across the world. In this purpose, I know that I shall be upheld by the affection and loyalty of the peoples whose sovereign I have been called upon to be, and in the discharge of these duties, I will be guided by the counsel of their elected parliaments. I am profoundly encouraged by the constant support I receive from my beloved wife in all of this. In return for the sovereign grant that supports my official duties as head of state and head of nation, I wish to confirm that I am willing to continue the tradition of surrendering the hereditary revenues, including the Crown estate, to the government for the benefit of all. In carrying out the heavy task that has been laid upon me, to which I dedicate what remains to me of my life, I pray for the guidance and help of Almighty God. The Privy Council proclaimed the sovereign without him present during the first portion of the meeting. Whereas it has pleased Almighty God to call to his mercy our late sovereign lady Queen Elizabeth II of blessed and glorious memory, by whose decease the crown of Great Britain and Northern Ireland is solely and rightfully come to Prince Charles, Philip Arthur George, the clerk of the council said. We therefore, the lords spiritual and temporal of this realm, and members of the House of Commons, together with other members of Her late Majesty's Privy Council and representatives of the realms and territories, aldermen, citizens of London and others, with one voice and consent of tongue and heart publish and proclaim that the Prince Charles Philip Arthur George is now, by the death of our late sovereign of happy memory, become our only lawful and happy liege lord. The clerk continued, Charles III, by the grace of God of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland and of his other realms and territory, King, head of the Commonwealth, defender of the faith, to whom we do acknowledge all faith and obedience with humble affection, beseeching God, by whom kings and queens do reign, to bless his majesty with long and happy years to reign over us. God save the king, he concluded. Later on Saturday morning, Charles, 73, will take part in the principal proclamation from the balcony overlooking Friary Court at St James's Palace. Over the weekend, flags will be flown at full mast in recognition of Charles's new title. After all proclamations have been read across the United Kingdom, flags will be flown at half-mast in mourning. On Thursday, the Queen passed away at Balmoral Castle in Scotland after 70 years on the throne. Later that day, her eldest son, Charles, shared an emotional message about his mother's passing. The death of my beloved mother, Her Majesty the Queen, is a moment of the greatest sadness for me and all members of my family, he began. We mourn profoundly the passing of a cherished sovereign and a much-loved mother. I know her loss will be deeply felt throughout the country, the realms, and the Commonwealth, and by countless people around the world. In his first televised address as king, Charles praised the Queen as an inspiration and example to all. Her late husband, Prince Philip, will be buried alongside her at Windsor Castle's King George VI Memorial Chapel. After the Queen's state funeral at Westminster Abbey, the burial is expected to take place.